So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's about 5 a.m. and I just put some wood on the fire and we need to get in the truck because we've got a long day ahead of us. Alright, it's now 5:24, just getting ready to pull out the gate here, but we are headed to Shade Gap, PA. Wood-Mizer is having like a open house, owner appreciation training over the next 2 days, so we're going to go out there and see Marty, and we're also going to see Dean. He's going to be there, and then after that I need to backtrack a little bit to Somerset, Pennsylvania, and we're going to look at a dump body for a new dump truck. That's the plan for today, and who knows, we may even end up at the cabin before it's all over. We'll have to see. We're not going to get in too big a hurry today because it's that time of year. There are deer running everywhere. I've seen a lot hit on the roads. The rut is in full swing, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going to stop and get some fuel. This will be a good day to test the mileage in the Super Duty. I'm going to guess we're going to do probably 350, 400 miles today. We'll see. We're going to pull into Sheets here, top off the tank. We'll set the trip meter. But when this truck is filled up with that 48-gallon tank, if you're not towing, you could probably get close to 1,000 miles. Depending on the conditions, maybe even a little bit more than 1,000 miles on a tank of fuel. All right, just filled up. Trip fuel, trip 1. We're gonna reset that. It's showing 531 miles to empty. That is because it's used to me towing. That's what I've been doing the last couple times I drove this truck. So throughout this trip, that number is going to go up for at least the next 2 hours. All right, we're 87.9 miles into the trip, averaging 21.5 miles per gallon. Bunch of windmills over there. I think there's 6 of them, and one is turning. No. 1, 2, 3 of 6. 50%. All right, pulling into Wood-Mizer. Looks like a pretty nice turnout here so far.
So I have found 1/64th is pretty where you're going to be with that. Now, I did learn last week, we did an epoxy table for a guy, and he had a big river of epoxy in the middle of it, and when we try to take that flat with the wood, when we got into the epoxy, it came out like strings, like that. And it clogged up the dust collector, it clogged up everything we had. So we reduced that to 1/32, and it came out in little chips, and the dust collector picked it up very, very well, and we really didn't have any issues at all with that. So, and that was the learning process. I've done some epoxy where individuals would epoxy a hole or epoxy that crack, and I never had that, but this was a big channel that we ran into.
All right, so I'm in Somerset, Pennsylvania now. Take a look at this courthouse. All right, so I left Wood-Mizer in Shade Gap about an hour and a half ago. I'm currently on my way to Super City Truck Bodies in Somerset, Pennsylvania. I want to get an idea on a dump body and what the cost would be for a new truck. And I'm not 100% sold. You know, I'm not for sure going to get one from Super City, but they have been around a long time and they make nice stuff. So I want to at least check them out. But as far as the Wood-Mizer thing goes, I'm glad I went. I really am. I learned a lot. Some of the things that they went over, I was already aware of. Other things I was not. But they did different demonstrations on some different equipment and mills. And Marty out there, he is just a wealth of knowledge. He's the guy that delivered my LT50 sawmill. And we did like an hour-long video of him just going over everything. And for me, at least, I go back and watch that video a couple times, because when it comes to running a mill, it doesn't take too long to get up and running, but there's a lot to learn to prevent you from screwing something up, and also a lot to learn just to really improve your methods and improve the product that you're going to end up with. You know what I'm saying? So I did learn a lot, and I'm glad I went. I got to see Dean. I met up with him out there. And but yeah, it's been a good day so far. I was planning on maybe going to Super City and then down to the cabin, but it's already almost 3:30 in the afternoon now. Like I said, I'm in Somerset. I could be at the cabin in like an hour and 15 minutes from right here, but then from there home it's about 2.5 hours, and I'm going down first of the week anyway, because we'll be getting the shower house delivered. But anyway, I'll report back from Super City. I believe I'm at the right place. Look at that dump body. That's on a 450. See, I like those nice high tailgates in the back, aluminum, and plenty of sideboards. All right, I am leaving Super City. But boy, they make a nice truck bed. This is the steel one right here. We kind of spec'd out exactly what I wanted, and they're going to price it with both a steel bed and an aluminum bed, and we'll go from there. But yeah, with a barn door tailgate on the back, we'll just have to see where it comes in at, you know, price wise. Yeah, this nice aluminum one right here. Now that one, the back isn't as high, but the one that they're quoting me is as high as the cab protector in the front. So you can put like 40 inches of sideboards on it, which would be great for firewood or mulch or whatever. Yeah, we'll just have to see. All right, we're almost home. We're gonna stop and fuel up the truck. It says we averaged 21.3 miles per gallon, and we have traveled 347.8 miles. So let's pull in here to Sheets and double check those numbers. All right, I don't know if you can see that. 14.73 gallons. 347.9 miles. So 347.9 divided by 14.73. Whoa, it's off just a little bit. Truck is showing 21.3 miles per gallon. Actual 23.618. That's incredible. All right, pulling in the driveway. I will report back tomorrow morning. Hopefully tomorrow the weather is as nice as it was today. All right, it is Saturday morning, and I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things after being on the road all day yesterday. But I want to show you something and see if you know what it is or not. Check this out. You have any idea what this is? It's from JB Fabrication. Now I'll tell you, the guy that made this used to work for Chris Wolfe at Wolf Ridge, building splitters. And he sent me this. He has his own shop. It's powder coated. Any idea what that is? You'll know here in just a minute. right, so we learned a couple things here. Number one, the sideboards are nice. I don't know if you saw that video. A couple weeks ago, I cut these nice. That's a quality sideboard right there. I cut that on a Sawmill, red oak. But this is for a delivery tomorrow. That's one full cord. I'll have to knock this down just a little bit. We'll take care of that before we pull out. The other thing we learned is this is pretty handy, really is. One of the problems I have around here, I'm kind of cramped for space when it comes to moving trailers around, especially this deck over. It's pretty good size. Now, would I use this to move a loaded trailer? I don't know. That would be up to you. Personally, probably not. Not because I don't think this would handle it, but because this mounts to just one side of your skid steer quick attach. You know what I'm saying? Now, the skid loader, it's pretty heavy duty. You could probably do it with it, no problem at all. That would be up to you. But for moving trailers around like I just did, a very big time saver. Now, the only reason I'm showing you this, and I'll tell you why. Actually, there's a couple reasons. Chris from Wolfe Ridge, which you all know, he told me about Jamie, who used to work for him, and they live in Wisconsin. But he said Jamie's good people. He has his own fabrication company, and he makes these along with other things as well. And so I talked to Jamie, and he asked if I would show you guys this in a video. And I said, well, if you want to send one, if I like it and it works as it's supposed to, you'll see it in a video. So that's why I'm showing you. I do think it's a good product, and hopefully he does well with it. I'll try to text Jamie and get a link, and I'll put it in the description. Now, keep in mind, he's just starting out, so if he gets a whole bunch of orders or whatever, you can handle all that with him. I've got nothing in it. But oh, there's something else I learned as well, and that is the LX 4020. If you remember, I don't know, a month or so ago, I did a little test to see if this would lift a full IBC tote of hardwoods, and it would do it, but just barely. Now, keep in mind, that was greenwood. Those baskets that I just loaded up, they've been sitting for a long time, and this thing handled them no problem at all. I was kind of surprised. So that kind of shows you the difference between green and seasoned wood. But yeah, it handled them no problem at all. Hey, Archie. Who'd you bring down with you, Arch? Got this whole crew right here. Melissa's watching the grandkids today. And I'll tell you what, I could cut wood all day long, but watching those two,
be more tired than you.
watching these two will wear you out faster than anything.
Is that true?
Is that true, Ty? No. No. Thea, what are you doing?
Let's ask Thea. Thea that lost her hair, Brett.
What's going on, Thea?
We're going for a walk because that's hopefully going to lead us into a nap.
Yeah, I'd run them hard. Send them out in the woods.
Yeah.
Arch, what are you doing? He's a big help, isn't he?
Oh, he's huge help. I'm so glad he's along. Archie thinks that when the grandkids come, it's time to show off, and like he's got all these tricks he wants to show them. And
oh yeah, in the house.
yeah. And he's prancing back and forth doing all this stuff, and they're not even looking at him, but he's like
he almost
high.
He almost dropped that block of wood on Thea's head there. Arch.
Thea loves rocks. She must get that from you, Mike. Because
maybe.
She's constantly carrying rocks around. Gravel, sand, like any kind of rocks. She loves
Archie.
rocks.
Archie. Can you imagine rolling around on those rocks? How can that possibly feel good?
I don't know. Yeah, don't do that.
Hey.
What are you doing? Yeah, you've got leaves on you and rock. Oh.
Wear them out, Melissa. Wear them out. All right, next up, we are going to finish up this walnut. I had this on the mill the other day. I took a load of cherry, some walnut, and red oak out to Chris Martin's place, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this, you know, what was left. As you can see, it gets real thin in the middle. I think what I'm going to do is flip it and get like a nice piece of probably 10/4, and then a couple pieces of 8/4 out of this. But yeah, this is pretty nice stuff. So this piece here, someone could probably make like a pretty cool bench out of this. I don't know, it's too thin in the middle there. It would probably break, but you could make 2 smaller benches, am I right? Definitely out of these next 2. Now if I did that right, it should be 5 inches, just a hair over. Cut this in half, I'll have 2 pieces of 10/4. That's 2.5 inches thick. Then we'll check it out. One thing about these slabs, they're not light. Pour a little water on these, see what they look like. Wow. Pretty nice stuff. So the more slabs that I cut, the more appreciation I have for them, I guess you could say. I've always been kind of a just nice straight grain cleared lumber kind of guy, like a nice piece of cherry, you know, or a piece of walnut with no knots, no figure. I don't know why, that's just what I always preferred. But seeing this kind of stuff, it is really nice. So my next thing on the agenda, I was going to hook up to the log arch and head out in the woods and get a red oak log, bring it back to the mill here. But I don't think it's going to rain tomorrow. So I think I'm going to go sit in a mini cabin. It's a nice, calm afternoon. The deer have definitely been moving. So I think that's what I'll do. Head out to the mini cabin, sit there till dark while Melissa chases the grandkids all over the house. That sounds like a win-win. just out to the mini cabin here. I did not see any deer on the way out. That's usually a good thing. That means they'll be here later. Nothing yet in this area. Nothing but deer tracks everywhere. Do you ever see one of these? All right, I've been out here almost an hour. I've seen 3 so far. I think they are all doe, pretty sure. But they are way down in the bottom of that valley. And they went up the hill and over the ridge. They never got any closer. Pretty sure they are all doe. Plus it didn't look like anything was chasing anything. Just strolling through. All right, it's been another half hour or so. I did see a little buck. He was over that way, but way out there. I think it was legal, but he was coming from this direction and going that way. I doubt you can see it on camera, but you can just see the roof of the building and one of the lights over there. It's probably about 1,000 feet away. Something like that. There's been a lot of action right over by the house the last couple days. I haven't had anything close. There's one right on the other side of that brush pile there. I can't tell what it is. Oh. There's a doe walking out in the field. Well, I just came out of the mini cabin. That was kind of strange. There were 2 doe and a fawn out here. The one doe was out in the green stuff, but then a doe and a fawn stayed right in here. This is where I just seeded. It's like they're actually eating the seed. I didn't know they'd do that. Now that winter rye is a real big seed. So, I don't know. Never saw them do that before. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here. Catch you on the next one. I'm heading back to the house, and I just had a buck right here. Just crossed right in front of me, right by the little shooting range here. So I was saying, there's been a lot of action right in this big valley here behind the house.